He's such a nice man.
Okay, we are live. This is the Glen Cove Industrial Development Agency and Local Economic Assistance Corporation Finance Committee. We are meeting Tuesday, August 26th, City Hall, second floor conference room at 6:30. The agenda for the meeting is that we will meet in person with the CFO, Margot Zoldesi, and Executive Director, myself, to review the draft agency budgets for 2026. This meeting is being streamed in real time, and recording of the meeting will be posted on the agency's website at glencoveida.org/meeting-livestream / in accordance with Section 857 of New York GM law as amended. And Margot, you can take us away.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to go over the Glen Cove Local Economic Assistance Corporation budget first. It's just one page. The revenue for the proposed budget for 2026 is 2,000 admin revenue. We have interest income of 3,771. And
Hello.
Hello, we literally just started.
Okay.
You're gonna take my copies of everything, all right? Because I'm good. I've reviewed this with Margot. I think we're gonna start with GICLIC, which is right here. And we're on live stream.
I'm on the third page, so.
okay, for the good evening. For the Glen Cove Local Economic Assistance Corporation, the proposed budget for 2026, the source of revenue is admin fee revenue of 2,000, interest revenue of 3,771, and then we have expenses and admin fees to the IDA of 2,000, audit and legal fees of 4,500, a change in net position or of $729 for the year for GICLIC. Again, the proposed revenue is 5,000, expenses 6,000, and change in net position is $700. Again, the admin fee revenue comes from the Regency and Lieberman, 1,000 each. The admin expense is 2,000 paid to the IDA. And on the summary budget is the 2025 budget versus the January through June 2025 actual. And the 2024 versus the actual, adopted budget versus the actual. Please let me know if you have any questions for GICLIC.
So we have an escrow fee revenue.
Right, that was actually for capital markets advisors for 55,000. That was
For their help with the garbage point bonds. They've had a retainer the last few years. That's come in as part of the GICLIC.
Okay.
Because they're technically contracted with the
Okay,
GICLIC,
so it comes in and
because the
goes out.
GICLIC was the issuer of the garbage point bonds, and that's correct. It comes in and it goes out.
Okay.
All with that one consultant.
Okay.
okay. Any other further questions on GICLIC?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, I'd like to get to the Glen Cove Industrial Development Agency proposed budget for FY26. If you wouldn't mind, there's a Schedule 1, a summary budget, and a detailed budget. If you wouldn't mind going to the detailed budget, Schedule 1. The summary budget is basically the same in summary form. So the detailed budget for the IDA, I'll go through the budget first and then some of the detail behind it. For the IDA, it's projected to have admin fee revenue of 180,000. I'll go through the details shortly. Interest income on CDs of 30,000. Development funds escrow of 110,000. Please keep in mind that the escrow fund revenue exactly offsets the escrow fee expense of 110,000. We have salaries and benefits, a total of 176,000. Admin expenses of 5,000. The change in net position 4,000 for the year. Now included on Schedule 1, the budget for 2026. I also have there's also the 2025 adopted budget, and also the January through June actual figures for 2025, and 2024 versus the 2024 actual is also listed. Now, just getting as a comparison to the January to June 2025 actual, through June, we've got 70,000 in revenue, salary expense of 92,000, professional fees of 20,000, a net loss of 42,000. There was that change in the interest revenue of 12,579. Now, I'd like to get to some of the detailed items. If you wouldn't mind going to Schedule 3, I'll go through the details for the admin for the revenue.
That net loss, Margot, that was for so far this year, correct?
So far
This year,
correct. Keep in mind that's only January through June.
Right. If we have a big project closing, that could change, but that's what it stands right now.
Right.
Correct. So now, on Schedule 3, there's the detail of the source of revenue for the year ending 12/31/26. The source of revenue comes from the admin fee and interest income. The admin fee revenue for the 180,000, the detail below comes from project consent fees of 150,000 plus project annual admin fees of 28,000. The project annual admin fees are charged at year end. So the admin fee revenue overall is 210,000, including the interest income, that's interest on CDs. So if we go back to the detailed budget, the detail of the admin fee revenue is 180,000. And again, the 30,000 is interest on CDs. If you have no questions on the admin fee revenue, again, the project admin fee revenue is for the IDA projects, Fairfield, Fair Housing, Georgia Green, Big Lake State Group, Pierce, RSR, the Anglers Club, the Donato Group, the Regency, and Anglers. So those fees are charged annually of 28,000 plus anticipated project consent fees of 150, a total of 180. And projecting interest on CDs, the money's held in CDs, is 30,000. Total revenue of 180 plus the 30, plus escrow fee revenue, and again, the escrow fee revenue of 110,000 is received and paid out. Any questions on either the admin fee revenue or the revenue?
No.
Okay, next getting to the expenses. The expenses for salaries and benefits is broken out between just gross wages and benefits for a total of 176,000. If you wouldn't mind going to Schedule 5, is a detail of the allocation of the salaries. On Schedule 5 is the starting salary for 2026 plus the cost of living increase. So we get the total salaries. Please keep in mind we have staff working for CDA, Section 8, and IDA, so the salaries are allocated between the three entities. Now, off to the right is a total of the salaries with benefits included. So, for instance, for IDA, it's 107,000 for salaries, plus the 69,000 for benefits, for a total of 176,000. Now, if you wouldn't mind going to Schedule 6A, included in the benefits are health, FICA, dental, pension, allocated by staff person for the entities for the IDA, the CDA, and Section 8. So the health benefits for 2026 are projected with a 6% increase. So depending upon the type of plan, times the 6% increase, then allocated by entity. Please note that we have two staff members that are 100% Section 8, so all of their health care costs goes to Section 8. Okay, so that's, and then the remainder of the staff, we're working on, the CBA and Section 8 as well.
Does that work with the retirees as well, Margo? If a retiree was 100% Section 8 at the time of their retirement, the retirement health benefit gets paid by Section 8?
Correct. Okay, so with the health, again, it was projected at a 6% increase over 2025. The next schedule is dental, that's schedule 6B. The dental cost has stayed the same over the past probably 5 or 6 years as far as I know. So that stayed the same, and again, that's allocated by entity. The pension benefit is allocated by staff member as well, between the CDA, Section 8, and IDA. This is based on the increase of the New York State retirement pension rates that they publish. Schedule 60 is an allocation of FICA expense, which would be 7.65% times the salary. Schedule 6E is a schedule, as Andy mentioned, a summary of the retired fringe benefits. So the health and dental and a Medicare reimbursement for retiree benefits. And in the case that that staff member was 100% Section 8, it would be allocated as such, strictly to Section 8. And then Schedule 6A-F is a summary of fringe benefits of all the benefits, which comprise health, dental, pension, FICA, workers' comp and disability, less the employee contribution to health insurance. So the total cost of the salary plus the benefits allocated by company, if you wouldn't mind going back to the detailed budget, the salary portion, the 107,000 comes from the allocation, and the benefits of the 69,000 comes from that as well. So the salaries and benefits, again, are by employee, by allocation, by company.
Right.
Including all the benefits of health, dental, FICA, pension. The next section on here is professional fees, which include audit, legal, and professional fees escrow. Please keep in mind that the developer funds escrow on the revenue side exactly offsets the monies paid out. That's both projected at $110,000.
Do you want me to cover the audit quickly while we're on that topic?
Sure.
So, as you may know, we're not required to go out to RFP for professional services, but we have from time to time for audit services. The last time we went out to RFP, we selected PKF O'Connor Davies. Our prior auditor, EFPR group, decided not to propose due to location. And, we've been working with PKF O'Connor Davies the last few years. They're the city's auditors as well for a long, long time. So there's a lot of overlap there, which is good. There was definitely a learning curve in the beginning, and we feel within the last 3 years, we've gotten over that hump. So instead of going out to RFP again, now that the initial 3 years was over, and we have done this in the past, we asked PKF O'Connor Davies to give us a 2-year extension. I handed out an email where Camille had summarized this for us. So if you turn the page on the other side, you'll see that overall they proposed $41,150 for the 2025 year audit and $42,800 for the 2026 year audit. As you're aware, the 2025 audit will take place next year, and the 2026 audit will take place in 2027. For the IDA, $12,500 for 25 and $13,000 for 26, and for the GIGLIC, $3,650 for 25, and then $3,800 for 26. Overall, between the years, they're only increasing their fee by around, say, $2,000 to less than $2,000 a audit year. Margo and I felt this was a reasonable proposal that they gave to us, so we will also be putting this up for resolution at the September meetings to do a 2-year extension with PKF O'Connor Davies.
Okay.
Thanks.
That seems fair.
Yeah, and it saves us time and money by not going through the RFP process, and we have no guarantees that if we were to go through the RFP process, we would get better pricing, because if you remember, PKF O'Connor Davies was our top choice in the last go-around, They were the only auditors we felt that could handle adequately and professionally, not only IDA, but also CDA and Section 8 as well, which is a specialty. There's a lot of auditors out there that know how to do CDA or know how to do IDA or know how to do Section 8. They know how to do all three. And being the city's auditors as well, there's a lot of good overlap. They came down significantly in price from what they originally proposed a few years ago. And with this proposed extension, they are keeping to that pricing range for us. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you, Ann. Okay, now getting back to Schedule 1, the detailed budget. We have audit, legal, professional fees, $133,000. Again, the professional fees escrow offsets the revenue side. It's money that comes in, it's paid right out. The admin and other expenses, the total is $5,538, which includes advertising, publications, office, copier, postage, and travel. It's projected a net change in position of $4,531. Now, if we take a look at the budget from 2026 to 2025, as a comparison, it's pretty similar. And just for information purposes, January through June of 25, actual is listed as well. So that's the activity thus far, January through June. And FY24 adopted budget is also there with the actual figures from the audited financial statements from the period of January through December 2024. For the actual figures, we need to keep in mind that this includes accrual entries for depreciation, compensated absences, OPEB, and pension entries. These entries are not included for FY26 budget purposes. Actually, those entries will be booked at year-end around the time of the audit. So again, the source of revenue for the IDA is from the admin fees and interest and escrow fee revenue, projected for FY26 at $320,000. Expenses of $315,000, which is a change of net position of $4,531. Please let me know if you have any questions or you'd like to go into any further detail.
I guess I have one question. It's not on the, if I look at the net assets here, it kind of goes back to 24. Why is there such a big difference between the actual net assets and what was adopted here?
Right. That is a good question. Let me go back and take a look at that for the adopted budget because it should be coming from the actual. I'll go back and take a look at FY23 and see where that beginning number came from.
Okay.
So that's a good question.
Is that what's on our books, Margo, the net assets?
That's going to be listed. It should be like the actual. It should be coming from the audited financial statements.
So it's, you're questioning the difference from 24 to
Right.
25 actual net
Right.
assets.
Right.
Because I was curious for a minute, Margo, if you remember when we were dealing with the connector road and some of those other
We may have projected more revenue,
at the time.
and it just didn't, one of the projects didn't come to fruition. So we were projecting.
We haven't had a project a couple of years.
We haven't had a significant project close since 2021, which was the villas. We've had refinancings of projects. We've had, project closings that didn't result in a large closing fee for, because they were included with the original closing of the waterfront, for instance, like the artisan that we just had.
Right.
So you're right from that standpoint.
Yeah. This kind of stands out that I'd like to know.
Yes, okay.
So we'll address that then we'll address that, Margo, with this committee first, and then by the time we have the full board meeting, we'll have an answer, or we'll have an adjustment.
Right. Like I can see someone.
Before it goes to the full board,
Yeah.
If there's an adjustment needed or an explanation. Because really the purpose of this committee is to review the budget first, and then at the full board meeting, give a recommendation to the full board
Right,
for adoption.
Right. That's
So
fine.
you get into more of the details of this.
Yeah, that's why I just want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
If someone asked what it was,
Mm-hmm.
Why you don't agree with something?
Yeah.
Why you have the questions?
Okay, now, any further questions?
no, looks pretty good.
And that was between 2024 and 2025, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Just gonna make a note of it as well.
It's like, in relation to the numbers, it's very material.
Okay. And that's in which schedule, the summary, budget, the detailed summary?
Schedule.
Schedule 1, okay. Okay, so we'll take any comments here tonight. Margot will take a look at those. We will make any revisions needed and get back to the full board for first maybe to this committee and then to the full board for adoption in September.
Okay.
And we'll
Remember what, the 23rd, it's a Wednesday night, right?
right, because of Rosh Hashanah, Margot, it's a Wednesday. It's actually the 24th. The 23rd is what it normally would be, but we're going to do on the 24th, CEA, IDA, New York City Council
Mhm.
as well. And I believe that's the last, is that the last summer session of City Council? Yeah, I know. Well, Margot, thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob.
Everything you put into the
But that
budget.
went faster than the last
We're going
one.
to end the live stream.
So what date is the next meeting?
The 24th, it's a
It's on the
Wednesday.
Wednesday instead of the Tuesday because of the Rosh Hashanah. I don't want to say the wrong holiday.
Isn't that 2 holidays, 2 days that holiday?
Just the streaming is still on because I can't.
It's been a long road. When I was a teacher, I had to memorize.
No, but on my calendar it says it's supposed to 23rd and 24th.
Yes, but one starts the night before.
Oh,
Wait a minute,
and
does it start the night before and it, you know,
I got it. So our meeting will be
it's
after
very
sunset.
confusing. Well, I think it's, I mean, once, when I was a teacher, they all fell on a weekend. Like, it was, you know, the way that it falls, one fell on a Saturday and then the other one on Saturday and Sunday, because we used to live for that. Isn't that awful?